Adult sport leagues across the city are feeling the burden of a significant increase in fees for use of city facilities. Dan Palenchar, founder of Life's a Beach Volleyball, joins us now to share more on how this is going to be impacting residents and people who like to play volleyball on city facilities. Tell us a little bit, Dan, about what's been going on, what your city fees are now as an organization and what they could be.
Sure. So first of all, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about this. It's an issue that is going to impact the average San Diegan. I think everybody feels the increased cost of living here. So as far as what's happening with the fees, so I operate a local beach volleyball club. We're called Life's a Beach Volleyball. And we pay the city to use, essentially a plot of sand. And we pay per court. We actually provide the courts ourselves. But currently the fees are they're reasonable. We're able to support them in a way that we can still provide our services at a cost that is really accessible. And that's very important. Our vision as a company is to make beach volleyball accessible for all people. Now, going back a few months, I learned that there was plans to increase the cost of these permits. It was going to be about 20%, but the city council decided to make it a much larger increase, up to about 200% for certain categories. And the fee structure, it varies based on exactly what you're doing. I won't get into the technical components of it, but it's not completely straightforward. And we're at the point now where the plans are so high, it's really going to impact our ability to be able to deliver our services. For some of our programs, we offer a donation-based model. It is truly donation-based. There are people that pay nothing, and that's fine. We always say you're just as welcome as anybody else. That's being threatened, especially in a city where the cost of living is going through the roof. Yeah. We want to be able to help the city with what is the vision of the Parks Department to promote accessibility for all people.
Is there an option for you to go elsewhere? You're talking about a plot of sand. I don't know where your plot of sand is right now or which one you're using.
Right.
Is it possible to take your business elsewhere, or is that not really an option for the people who are playing volleyball with your organization?
Well, it's harder than you might think it is. And as far as where we are, we're set up at Mariners Point. It's in the Mission Beach area.
Yep.
We're exploring other options. There's not necessarily many private beach volleyball facilities that you can go to. So we're kind of stuck working with the city as far as where they will even allow us to go. We don't get to go to our most desirable locations. Mariners Point, it works for us.
Yeah.
It's not where we would prefer to be, but at the moment it's what we got.
And you were okay with a 20% increase. You felt it was somewhat manageable for your participants, but a 200% increase, you're saying would really affect accessibility. You don't think it's sustainable for your members.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, we want to pay our fair share. I love San Diego. We're completely owned and operated by individual local people here. I'm really proud that we have, a small but positive impact in our community, both for the individuals we serve as well as the city at large. And we want to be able to continue to do that. We don't want a free lunch, so to speak, but we can only afford to pay so much until it gets to the point that, people, they're not going to pay $40 to come and play volleyball for an hour and a half, and we don't want to charge that.
So what do you think happened? Were you hearing from city officials from the 20% increase idea to the now 200% increase that could be going into effect? What was the change there? What are you hearing as to reasons, and are they listening to your concerns?
Sure. So I empathize with the city's position. They have a budget that they need to cover, and my understanding is that the mayor's office went to the different divisions of the government and said, we essentially need to make some more money, like tell me how you're going to do it. And the Parks and Rec Department said, we'll increase the city fees. And I believe their justification is that they don't feel that for-profit adult recreation sports should be making significant amounts of money. But the case is we already are essentially break even as a company.
I was going to say, are you making significant amounts of money on this?
Yeah, I was like, how am I going to become a millionaire by the time I'm 35? I'll do volleyball. It hasn't worked out that way, unfortunately. But really, we're a local community organization. We're more a business out of necessity. And I can't speak for, I think it's fine. You should be able to make some money for offering a valuable product or service. Nobody is getting rich off of adult rec sports program, but I can tell you that much, and I don't think it's going to change, and that's totally fine. We're happy to, be a place of refuge for a lot of people, to allow anybody to show up. The city actually they shut us down completely in 2022, and we reached out to our members, asked them to sort of appeal on our behalf, and they submitted stories about us, and they said Life's Beach has become my second family. It's been a place where I moved to San Diego, and now I have a community that supports me. And I think everybody can agree that exercise is positive, and we're out there promoting that, or trying to as much as we can. And I just think it's crazy that I'm here on TV talking about, come on, take a step back.
We're glad that you are being a voice for what we are hearing from a number of adult rec leagues and adult, exercise organizations that are having to work with the city on this issue. Obviously, the city having to deal with a significant deficit in their budget. What is your call to action as we wrap this up to people out there, and what can be done so the city hears your plight?
Yeah, I mean, so power to the people. If this is something that you care about, whether it's yourself, your kids, your friends, reach out to San Diego City Council. If you go to our Instagram, which is at labc.sandiego, there's a link in our bio. You can fill out a brief form, and it'll send a message out to San Diego City Council. And essentially, we're of the opinion that the city is trying to recover the cost of issuing their permits, the cost of recovery. We believe they're far in excess of this, and they're essentially taking more than they should. We don't want to pay less than is our fair share, but we feel that the city should work with us to have a mutually beneficial relationship. So please reach out to the City Council if this is something that resonates with you, or just get in touch with any of us personally. We'll be happy to have a conversation.
All right, Dan Palenchar, well said. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.